sometimes you pick up a script and you're like, all right, and the phone rings, and all right, it takes you a day to read a script. That ain't the one. You know, for me.
Yeah.
When I read Equalizer, I was like, wow, okay. Like I said, as soon as I finished, I read straight through, quick read, good read, folded it up, closed it up, and called Todd and said, I'm in. So I like that. I don't want something developed. Even though it was developed for me, he was smart enough to not talk to me about it. Because I don't want to know, and don't make it for me. Just write the material and that's it, you know. I've been boxing 20 years, so I don't get punched in the head, it's just training. But I've been fighting, and I know how to fight, and I know what kind of relaxation it takes, actually, and how to breathe and move through. And I worked with one of the great masters, Danny Inosanto. Danny Inosanto is I don't know if people know who he is, but he was a contemporary of Bruce Lee. They came up together, and this man's in his 70s, and you don't want to mess with him. The nicest man in the world, but a straight killer. Straight killer, no question. So I didn't come to the Equalizer without knowledge of fighting and relaxation and all of that, you know. And as long as I'm not jumping off of buildings.
It's looking at fighting from a more internal perspective as a director as opposed to external. Like an external, you know, you can capture the violence, but internally, what does it feel like? You know, which is different, right? Everything slows down, everything is hyper reality, everything becomes a bit more focused. I talk to doctors and people like that. I talk to some of our stunt guys and other people, our friends who we know who do these things for a living, unfortunately, for the government or whoever. You know, how the heart rate goes down and the pupil opens a little bit more for a little more light because everything becomes a little more focused. Most of us, if we get into a car accident or any sort of violence, you panic and you jump and you scream. Well, these guys are trained every day of their lives to do the complete opposite of what we do. And so the idea was to try to film it where you can see it, where you really understand it. You see the violence, in the frame, so that the frame doesn't become like this, where you don't know what happened and you miss all the drama. I wanted to take our time and really, he's a great actor, so to film fighting without you understanding and seeing him still being the character within the fighting, and you're up close. So I took my time with that, and we edited it that way, and we shot it that way. You'll experience it that way. It's an amazing collaboration. But the great thing about an actor like Denzel that also directs is he does understand. And so sometimes when you're talking about ideas, they're coming from a grounded, organic place that you can actually do. And he'll talk to you about something that is possible, as opposed to sometimes if you don't understand it, you may have an idea, which has happened. It's a good idea, but it's just not possible on a schedule or time or within the format that we're filming it in. And so that's difficult, for an actor to have a great idea, but you can't achieve it for him because it's just not possible in your format or your half an hour you got left to shoot and the sun's going down. Where Denzel will have an idea that's right there in the moment and focused and doable, and it fits the story. So it's great for me. It's like having two heads, somebody that understands it. It makes my life easier.